In the vast expanse of the galaxy, countless civilizations thrived, each with their own unique technologies and advancements. Among them, humanity had long been considered a fledgling race, their achievements overshadowed by the grand accomplishments of older, more established societies. However, unbeknownst to the galactic community, humans had been quietly working on a project that would change the course of history forever. Deep within the heart of the Sol system, in a secret facility hidden from prying eyes, a team of brilliant human scientists and engineers toiled tirelessly on their magnum opus, the Prometheus, a seventh dimension vessel unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The ship's sleek, streamlined design belied the incredible complexity of its inner workings, a testament to the ingenuity and determination of its creators. At the helm of this groundbreaking project was Dr. Liam Novak, a visionary physicist whose theories on transdimensional energy had revolutionized the field. Alongside him worked a hand-picked crew of experts, each bringing their own unique skills and perspectives to the table. Together, they had poured their hearts and souls into the Prometheus, knowing that its success could mean a new dawn for humanity. As the final preparations were made, an air of excitement and trepidation hung over the facility. The Prometheus was about to embark on its maiden voyage, a journey that would take it beyond the boundaries of known space and into uncharted territories. The crew, led by the intrepid Captain Emma Hawkins, knew that they were making history, but they could scarcely imagine the challenges that lay ahead. On the day of the launch, the Prometheus stood tall and proud on the launch pad, its gleaming hull reflecting the light of the distant stars. A hush fell over the gathered crowd as Captain Hawkins and her crew boarded the vessel, their faces set with determination. With a final farewell to their loved ones and colleagues, they sealed the airlock behind them and prepared for the journey of a lifetime. As the countdown reached zero, the Prometheus engines roared to life, the very fabric of space-time rippling around the ship as it tapped into the mysterious forces of the seventh dimension. In a blinding flash of light, the vessel vanished from the launch pad, leaving only a faint trail of energy in its wake. News of the Prometheus launch spread like wildfire across the galaxy, piquing the interest of both allies and adversaries alike. Some viewed the human vessel with curiosity, eager to learn more about its advanced capabilities. Others, however, saw it as a potential threat, a challenge to the established order of galactic power. As the Prometheus ventured deeper into space, its crew marveled at the wonders that unfolded before them. The ship's advanced sensors detected phenomena that had never been observed before, while its transdimensional drive allowed them to traverse vast distances in the blink of an eye. The crew grew more confident with each passing day, their initial apprehension giving way to a sense of pride and purpose. Little did they know, however, that their journey was about to take a perilous turn. In a distant corner of the galaxy, a hostile alien fleet led by the ruthless Commander Zorlax had caught wind of the Prometheus mission. Zorlax, a battle-hardened veteran of countless conquests, saw the human vessel as an affront to his own race's supremacy. He vowed to crush this upstart civilization and their pathetic attempt at galactic exploration. As the Prometheus unknowingly charted a course that would bring them face to face with Zorlax's armada, the stage was set for a confrontation that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. The crew of the human vessel, armed with their wits, determination, and the incredible power of their seventh dimension technology, would soon find themselves tested like never before. The fate of not only their mission but the future of humanity itself hung in the balance, and the eyes of the entire galaxy were upon them. As the Prometheus ventured deeper into uncharted space, its crew remained vigilant, aware of the potential dangers that lurked in the vast expanse of the galaxy. Captain Emma Hawkins, a seasoned commander with a keen intuition, sensed an uneasiness in the air, as if an unseen force was watching their every move. Their apprehension proved to be well-founded when the ship's advanced sensors detected an approaching fleet of alien vessels. The crew quickly realized that they were not alone in this remote corner of the galaxy, and tensions rose as they prepared for the possibility of an encounter. Suddenly, A hail from the alien fleet pierced the silence of the bridge. On the view screen appeared the menacing visage of Commander Zorlax, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of disdain and curiosity. "Attention, human vessel," he bellowed, his voice dripping with contempt. "You have entered the territory of the mighty Zorlaxian Empire. State your purpose or face the consequences of your intrusion." Captain Hawkins stood tall, her gaze unwavering as she replied calmly, "This is Captain Emma Hawkins of the Earth vessel Prometheus. We come in peace, seeking to explore and learn about the wonders of the galaxy. We mean no harm to you or your empire." Zorlax let out a harsh, mocking laugh. "Peace. You humans are nothing but primitive upstarts, stumbling blindly into matters far beyond your comprehension. Your pitiful vessel is no match for the might of the Zorlaxian fleet." As if to punctuate his words, a squadron of heavily armed Zorlaxian fighters emerged from the main fleet, their weapons trained on the Prometheus. The human crew remained steadfast, refusing to be intimidated by the show of force. Dr. Liam Novak, the brilliant mind behind the Prometheus advanced technology, quickly assessed the situation. "Captain, the Zorlaxian ships are armed with powerful energy weapons, but their technology appears to be limited to conventional space-time dimensions. Our seventh dimension capability should give us a significant advantage." Captain Hawkins nodded, a glimmer of determination in her eyes. She turned to her tactical officer, Lieutenant Marcus Reed, and gave a curt order. "Lieutenant, prepare to engage defensive measures. We'll show them what human ingenuity can do." As the Zorlaxian fighters closed in, the Prometheus sprang into action. Its transdimensional shields shimmered to life, enveloping the ship in a protective bubble that defied the very laws of physics. The enemy weapons' fire impacted harmlessly against the shields, much to the surprise and frustration of the Zorlaxian pilots. Commander Zorlax, watching from his flagship, grew increasingly agitated. Impossible. No mere human technology could withstand the might of the Zorlaxian armée. "All ships, concentrate your fire on that vessel." A barrage of energy beams and missiles hurtled towards the Prometheus, but the human ship remained unscathed. Captain Hawkins, seeing an opportunity to demonstrate the true power of their vessel, gave the order to retaliate. The Prometheus' own weapon systems came online, powered by the same transdimensional energy that fueled its shields. With precise, surgical strikes, the human ship disabled the Zorlaxian fighters one by one, rendering them helpless in the face of superior technology. Commander Zorlax could only watch in disbelief as his fleet was systematically dismantled by the Prometheus. The once mocking laughter of the Zorlaxian crew turned to stunned silence as they realized the true extent of human capabilities. As the last Zorlaxian fighter drifted listlessly, its weapon systems neutralized, Captain Hawkins opened a channel to Zorlax's flagship. "Commander Zorlax, I implore you to stand down. We have no desire for conflict, but we will defend ourselves if necessary. Let us find a peaceful resolution to this misunderstanding." Zorlax, his pride wounded and his fleet in disarray, begrudgingly agreed to a temporary ceasefire. The Prometheus had proven itself to be a formidable adversary, and the Zorlaxian commander knew that he would need to reassess his strategy if he hoped to maintain his grip on power. As the two sides warily eyed each other across the expanse of space, the crew of the Prometheus knew that their journey had only just begun. They had faced their first true test and emerged victorious. But the galaxy was vast, and many more challenges undoubtedly lay ahead. With their advanced technology and unwavering determination, however, they were ready to face whatever the future might hold, knowing that they carried with them the hopes and dreams of all humanity. In the aftermath of the confrontation with the Zorlaxian fleet, the crew of the Prometheus found themselves in a precarious position. While they had successfully defended their ship and negotiated a temporary ceasefire, they knew that Commander Zorlax's pride had been deeply wounded, and he would stop at nothing to reassert his dominance. As the Prometheus maintained a cautious distance from the Zorlaxian flagship, Captain Emma Hawkins called for a meeting of her senior staff. In the ship's conference room, the team gathered to discuss their next move. We may have won this battle, but the war is far from over, Captain Hawkins began, her brow furrowed with concern. Zorlax is a proud and stubborn leader, and he won't take this defeat lightly. We need to be prepared for anything. Dr. Liam Novak, the chief scientist, nodded in agreement. Our seventh dimension technology gives us a significant advantage, but we can't rely on it forever. Zorlax will undoubtedly be looking for ways to counteract our capabilities. Lieutenant Marcus Reed, the tactical officer, chimed in. We should consider reaching out to other civilizations in the area. If we can forge alliances and gather intelligence, we might be able to stay one step ahead of the Zorlaxians. The crew continued to discuss potential strategies, weighing the risks and benefits of each course of action. As they deliberated, a sudden alarm blared throughout the ship, causing them to jump to their feet. "Captain, we have incoming," the bridge crew reported frantically. "A massive Zorlaxian fleet has just dropped out of hyperspace, and they're heading straight for us." Captain Hawkins wasted no time in issuing orders. "Red alert. All hands to battle stations. Dr. Novak, I need you to monitor the seventh dimension drive and keep our shields at maximum strength. Lieutenant Reed, prepare to engage the enemy if necessary." As the crew scrambled to their posts, the Prometheus found itself surrounded by a sea of Zorlaxian ships. The once empty void of space was now filled with the menacing silhouettes of warships, each one bristling with weapons and eager for a fight. On the view screen, Commander Zorlax's face appeared, a triumphant sneer etched across his features. "Did you really think you could humiliate the Zorlaxian Empire and get away with it?" he snarled. "Prepare to face the full might of our armada." With those words, the Zorlaxian fleet opened fire, unleashing a storm of energy beams and missiles upon the Prometheus. The human ship's shields held firm, but the sheer volume of the assault was unlike anything they had faced before. Captain Hawkins gritted her teeth as the ship shuddered under the onslaught. "Dr. Novak, what's the status of our shields?" "Holding steady for now, Captain," Novak replied, his fingers flying across the console. "But I don't know how long we can withstand this level of firepower." As the battle raged on, the Prometheus crew fought valiantly, using every trick and tactic at their disposal to keep the ship intact. They danced through the dimensions, phasing in and out of reality to evade the Zorlaxian weapons, while returning fire with their own advanced armaments. But even with their superior technology, the sheer numbers of the Zorlaxian fleet began to take their toll. The Prometheus shields flickered and wavered, and the ship's hull groaned under the strain of the relentless assault. Captain Hawkins knew that they couldn't keep this up forever. They needed a plan, a way to turn the tide of the battle before it was too late. In a moment of desperation, she turned to Dr. Novak, a glimmer of an idea forming in her mind. "Doctor, is there any way we can use the seventh dimension drive to disable the Zorlaxian ships? Some kind of energy pulse or feedback loop?" Dr. Novak's eyes widened as he considered the possibilities. "It's risky, Captain, but it might just work. If we can channel the transdimensional energy through our weapons systems and focus it on their ships, we might be able to overload their systems and render them helpless." Captain Hawkins nodded, a determined look on her face. "Do it, Doctor. It's our only chance." As Dr. Novak worked frantically to recalibrate the ship's systems, the Prometheus continued to weather the storm of Zorlaxian fire. The crew held their breath, knowing that the fate of their mission and the future of humanity rested on the success of this desperate gambit. With a final, triumphant shout, Dr. Novak initiated the sequence. A blinding pulse of transdimensional energy erupted from the Prometheus, engulfing the Zorlaxian fleet in a cascade of shimmering light. One by one, the enemy ships went dark, their systems overloaded and their crews rendered helpless. As the glow faded, the crew of the Prometheus stared in awe at the sight before them. The once mighty Zorlaxian armada drifted lifelessly in space, a testament to the power and ingenuity of human technology. But even as they savored their victory, they knew that this was only the beginning. The galaxy had taken notice of their actions, and the repercussions of this battle would be felt far and wide. The crew of the Prometheus steeled themselves for the challenges that lay ahead, knowing that they would need all their skill, courage, and determination to navigate the treacherous waters of galactic politics and secure a place for humanity among the stars. In the wake of their stunning victory over the Zorlaxian fleet, the crew of the Prometheus found themselves at the center of galactic attention. News of their advanced seventh dimension technology and their ability to single-handedly disable an entire armada spread like wildfire, reaching the far corners of the known universe. As the Prometheus continued its journey through space, they encountered a myriad of reactions from the various civilizations they came across. Some viewed the humans with awe and respect, marveling at their technological prowess and the potential for peaceful cooperation. Others, however, regarded the Prometheus with suspicion and fear, worried that the humans' newfound power would upset the delicate balance of galactic politics. Captain Emma Hawkins and her crew navigated these complex diplomatic waters with a combination of tact, diplomacy, and a firm resolve to stand their ground. They met with representatives from countless alien races, each with their own unique customs, beliefs, and agendas. One such encounter took place on the lush, verdant world of Zephyria, where the Prometheus crew was invited to attend a grand celebration in their honor. The Zephyrians, a race of tall, slender beings with iridescent skin and melodic voices, welcomed the humans with open arms, eager to learn more about their remarkable technology. As Captain Hawkins and her team mingled with the Zephyrian dignitaries, they were approached by a distinguished-looking alien named Eldrin, the head of the Zephyrian Science Council. "Captain Hawkins," Eldrin began, his voice filled with admiration, "on behalf of the Zephyrian people, I must express our deepest gratitude for your actions against the Zorlaxians. Their aggressive expansion has long been a source of concern for us, and your bravery has given us hope for a more peaceful future." Captain Hawkins smiled graciously, accepting the compliment with a nod. "Thank you, Eldrin. We are happy to have made a difference, but we know that there is still much work to be done. The galaxy is a vast and complex place, and we must all work together to maintain balance and promote understanding between our peoples." As the celebration continued, the Prometheus crew found themselves engaging in discussions with representatives from various other civilizations, each with their own perspectives on the shifting galactic landscape. Some expressed interest in forming alliances with the humans, recognizing the potential benefits of shared knowledge and resources. Others, however, remained wary, concerned about the potential for the humans to become a dominant force in the galaxy. Amidst these diplomatic encounters, the Prometheus continued its mission of exploration and scientific discovery. Dr. Liam Novak and his team worked tirelessly to refine and improve upon the ship's seventh dimension technology, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. As they ventured deeper into uncharted space, the crew encountered wonders beyond their wildest dreams. They discovered ancient alien ruins that held the secrets of long-forgotten civilizations, observed the birth of new stars in distant nebulae, and even made contact with sentient beings that existed entirely within the realm of the seventh dimension. Through it all, the crew of the Prometheus remained united in their determination to represent the best of humanity. They faced challenges and adversity with courage and ingenuity, always striving to find peaceful solutions and to promote understanding between different cultures. However, as their journey continued, they began to realize that their actions had set in motion a chain of events that would have far-reaching consequences for the entire galaxy. The balance of power was shifting, and old alliances were being tested as new ones formed. In the midst of this uncertainty, rumors began to circulate of a growing threat on the horizon. Whispers of a powerful ancient race that had long been dormant, stirring once again in the depths of space. Some claimed that this race, known only as the Void Walkers, possessed technology that made even the Prometheus' seventh dimension capabilities seem primitive by comparison. As the crew of the Prometheus pressed on, they knew that they would soon be faced with their greatest challenge yet. They would need to call upon all of their skill, courage, and determination to unravel the mysteries of the Void Walkers and to ensure that the galaxy remained a place of peace and prosperity for all. With the weight of the galaxy on their shoulders, Captain Hawkins and her crew steeled themselves for the trials ahead, knowing that the fate of countless civilizations rested in their hands. They were ready to face whatever the universe had in store for them, armed with the knowledge that they carried with them, the hopes and dreams of all humanity, and the determination to make their mark on the cosmos. As the Prometheus continued its journey through the galaxy, the crew found themselves increasingly drawn into the mystery surrounding the Void Walkers. Captain Emma Hawkins knew that they couldn't ignore the potential threat posed by this ancient race, and she was determined to gather as much information as possible to ensure the safety of her crew and the galaxy as a whole. The first step in their investigation led them to the remote, desolate world of Karak, where rumors had surfaced of strange, ancient artifacts that defied explanation. As the Prometheus entered orbit around the planet, the crew prepared to embark on a mission to the surface, hoping to uncover any clues that might shed light on the Void Walkers and their enigmatic technology. Captain Hawkins assembled a team consisting of Dr. Liam Novak, Lieutenant Marcus Reed, and a handful of other skilled crew members. As they descended to the planet's surface in a shuttlecraft, they were immediately struck by the eerie, lifeless landscape that stretched out before them. The ground was a dull ashen gray, and the sky was a sickly green, casting an unsettling pallor over everything. Undeterred, the team pressed on, following the coordinates that had been provided by their informants. As they trekked across the barren terrain, they began to notice strange, pulsing energy signatures emanating from a nearby canyon. With a sense of both excitement and trepidation, they made their way towards the source of the anomalous readings. As they entered the canyon, they were greeted by a sight that took their breath away. Before them stood a towering, obsidian structure, its surface adorned with intricate, glowing symbols that seemed to shift and change before their very eyes. The structure appeared to be ancient, predating any known civilization in the galaxy, and yet it pulsed with an energy that felt altogether alien and unfamiliar. Dr. Novak immediately set to work, scanning the structure with the Prometheus advanced sensors, trying to decipher the symbols and unravel the secrets of the Void Walkers' technology. As he worked, Captain Hawkins and the rest of the team established a perimeter, keeping a watchful eye out for any signs of danger. Hours turned into days as the team worked tirelessly to unlock the mysteries of the ancient structure. Dr. Novak made slow but steady progress, piecing together fragments of information that hinted at the incredible power and sophistication of the Void Walkers' technology. It became clear that the seventh dimension capabilities of the Prometheus were merely the tip of the iceberg compared to what the Void Walkers had achieved. As they delved deeper into the secrets of the structure, however, they began to realize that they were not alone. Strange, shadowy figures began to appear at the edges of their vision, vanishing as quickly as they had appeared. The team's sensors detected anomalous energy signatures that seemed to phase in and out of existence, defying all known laws of physics. Captain Hawkins knew that they were treading on dangerous ground, but she also knew that they couldn't turn back now. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and the crew of the Prometheus were the only ones who could unravel the mystery of the Void Walkers and prevent a catastrophe of unimaginable proportions. As the days turned into weeks, the team's investigation took on a new sense of urgency. They worked around the clock, pushing themselves to the brink of exhaustion as they raced against time to unlock the secrets of the ancient structure. Dr. Novak made a series of breakthroughs, uncovering a wealth of information about the Void Walkers and their technology, including the existence of a vast, hidden network of similar structures scattered throughout the galaxy. Armed with this new knowledge, Captain Hawkins knew that they had to act fast. She ordered the team to prepare for immediate evacuation, knowing that they had to get the information back to the Prometheus and warn the galaxy of the impending threat. As they made their way back to the shuttlecraft, however, they were suddenly confronted by a group of tall, shadowy figures that seemed to materialize out of thin air. The figures were clad in dark, flowing robes, and their faces were obscured by strange, metallic masks that glowed with an eerie, pulsing light. Captain Hawkins and her team stood their ground, ready to fight if necessary. But the figures made no move to attack. Instead, they spoke in a language that was unlike anything the humans had ever heard before, their voices echoing with a strange, otherworldly resonance. Dr. Novak, who had been studying the Void Walkers' language, stepped forward, attempting to communicate with the enigmatic beings. To the team's surprise, the figures seemed to understand him, and they began to converse in a series of complex, multidimensional symbols that danced in the air before them. As the conversation unfolded, it became clear that the Void Walkers were not the threat that the crew of the Prometheus had feared. Rather, they were a race of incredibly advanced beings who had long since transcended the limitations of physical existence, choosing instead to explore the infinite possibilities of the higher dimensions. The Void Walkers, it seemed, had been watching the crew of the Prometheus with great interest, impressed by their resourcefulness and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. They offered to share their knowledge and technology with the humans, recognizing in them a kindred spirit and a potential ally in the ongoing struggle to maintain balance and harmony in the galaxy. Captain Hawkins and her team were stunned by this revelation, but they knew that they had stumbled upon an opportunity that could change the course of human history. With the help of the Void Walkers, they could unlock the secrets of the higher dimensions and take their place among the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy. As they prepared to return to the Prometheus with their newfound knowledge and allies, the crew of the Prometheus knew that they were standing on the threshold of a new era for humanity. They had faced incredible challenges and overcome impossible odds, and now they were ready to take the next step in their journey towards the stars, armed with the power of the seventh dimension and the wisdom of the Void Walkers. As the crew of the Prometheus returned to their ship with the knowledge and technology of the Void Walkers, they knew that they had a momentous task ahead of them. Captain Emma Hawkins immediately set course for the Galactic capital, knowing that the information they had uncovered could have profound implications for the future of the galaxy. Upon their arrival, the Prometheus was greeted by a delegation of representatives from the Galactic Council, the governing body that oversaw the affairs of the various civilizations throughout the known universe. The council members were eager to hear about the crew's encounters with the Void Walkers and the potential benefits of their advanced technology. As Captain Hawkins and her team presented their findings to the council, they were met with a mix of reactions. Some council members expressed excitement and enthusiasm at the prospect of incorporating the Void Walkers' knowledge into their own societies, seeing it as a means to usher in a new era of progress and prosperity. Others, however, were more cautious, concerned about the potential risks and unintended consequences of tampering with such advanced and poorly understood technology. Dr. Liam Novak, who had become the crew's leading expert on the Void Walkers, did his best to allay these concerns. He explained that the Void Walkers had a deep respect for the natural order of the universe, and that their technology was designed to work in harmony with the fundamental laws of physics rather than to subvert them. He also emphasized the potential benefits of the Void Walkers' knowledge, from new sources of clean energy to advanced medical treatments that could save countless lives. As the debate continued, Captain Hawkins could sense the growing tension in the room. Some council members were becoming increasingly vocal in their opposition to the idea of working with the Void Walkers, arguing that the risks were too great and that the galaxy was better off sticking with the tried and true methods of the past. It was at this point that Ambassador Zoran, the representative of the Zorlaxian Empire, spoke up. Despite the Prometheus crew's previous conflicts with the Zorlaxians, Ambassador Zoran had come to respect and admire the humans for their bravery and resourcefulness. He argued passionately in favor of embracing the Void Walkers' technology, seeing it as a means to bring the various civilizations of the galaxy closer together and to create a more just and equitable society for all. As the debate raged on, Captain Hawkins could feel the weight of the moment bearing down on her. She knew that the decisions made in this room could shape the course of galactic history for generations to come. With a deep breath, she stepped forward and addressed the council, her voice steady and calm. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, she began, I understand the concerns that have been raised about the Void Walkers and their technology. I too had my doubts when we first encountered them, but I have come to believe that this is an opportunity we cannot afford to pass up. The Void Walkers have offered us a chance to create a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. They have shown us that there is so much more to the universe than we ever imagined, and that by working together, we can achieve things that were once thought impossible. I urge you to consider the potential benefits of this technology, not just for our own civilizations, but for the galaxy as a whole. Let us seize this moment and build a future that we can all be proud of. As Captain Hawkins finished her speech, the room fell silent. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then, slowly at first, a few council members began to nod their heads in agreement. Others followed suit, and soon the room was filled with a chorus of voices expressing their support for the Prometheus crew and their mission. In the end, the Galactic Council voted overwhelmingly in favor of working with the Void Walkers and incorporating their technology into the various civilizations of the galaxy. It was a historic moment, one that would be remembered for generations to come. As the crew of the Prometheus left the council chambers, they were greeted by a throng of reporters and well-wishers, all eager to hear about their incredible journey and the future that lay ahead. Captain Hawkins and her team smiled and waved, knowing that they had played a small but important role in shaping the destiny of the galaxy. In the days and weeks that followed, the Prometheus crew worked tirelessly to help integrate the Void Walkers' technology into the various civilizations of the galaxy. They traveled from world to world, sharing their knowledge and expertise with anyone who would listen. And as they did so, they could feel the galaxy changing around them, becoming a little bit brighter and a little bit more hopeful with each passing day. Looking back on their incredible journey, Captain Hawkins and her crew knew that they had been a part of something truly special. They had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious, not just for themselves, but for the entire galaxy. And as they looked to the future, they knew that there would be many more challenges and adventures to come. But they also knew that they would face them together, armed with the power of the seventh dimension and the wisdom of the Void Walkers, ready to take on whatever the universe had in store for them. As the integration of the Void Walkers' technology into galactic society began, the crew of the Prometheus found themselves at the forefront of a new era of scientific and cultural exchange. Captain Emma Hawkins and her team worked closely with the Void Walkers to establish a series of research stations and educational institutions throughout the galaxy dedicated to the study and application of seventh-dimension technology. Dr. Liam Novak, who had become the galaxy's leading expert on the Void Walkers, took on the role of chief scientific advisor for the new initiative. He worked tirelessly to bridge the gap between the Void Walkers' advanced knowledge and the more primitive understanding of the galaxy's other civilizations, developing new teaching methods and scientific protocols that made the complex concepts of seventh-dimension technology accessible to all. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Marcus Reed and the other members of the Prometheus crew found themselves in high demand as ambassadors and diplomats, traveling from world to world to help facilitate the integration of the new technology into various societies. They faced many challenges along the way, from cultural misunderstandings to political resistance, but they remained committed to their mission of bringing the benefits of the Void Walkers' knowledge to as many people as possible. As the months passed, the impact of the Void Walkers' technology began to be felt across the galaxy. New sources of clean energy were developed, revolutionizing the way that civilizations powered their cities and spaceships. Medical breakthroughs were made, with advanced treatments and therapies that could cure even the most intractable diseases. And perhaps most importantly, a new sense of unity and cooperation began to emerge among the various species of the galaxy as they worked together to unlock the secrets of the seventh dimension. Captain Hawkins watched all of this with a sense of pride and satisfaction, knowing that her crew had played a vital role in making it all possible. She knew that there would be many more challenges and obstacles to come, but she also knew that they had laid the foundation for a brighter and more hopeful future for the entire galaxy. It was during this time that the Prometheus crew received an unexpected visitor. Ambassador Zoran, the Zorlaxian representative who had spoken out in support of the Void Walker's technology, arrived on the ship with a delegation of his people. The Zorlaxians, it seemed, had been among the most enthusiastic adopters of the new technology, and they wanted to express their gratitude to the Prometheus crew in person. As Captain Hawkins and her team gathered to meet with the Zorlaxian delegation, Ambassador Zoran stepped forward and bowed deeply. "Captain Hawkins," he said, his voice filled with emotion, "on behalf of the Zorlaxian people, I want to thank you and your crew for everything you have done. Your bravery and dedication have brought a new era of hope and prosperity to the galaxy, and we will never forget the debt that we owe you." Captain Hawkins was deeply moved by Ambassador Zoran's words, and she could see that her crew felt the same way. They had all worked so hard and sacrificed so much to make this moment possible, and to hear such heartfelt gratitude from a former adversary was a validation of everything they had fought for. As the Zorlaxian delegation departed, Captain Hawkins turned to her crew with a smile. "You know," she said, "when we first set out on this mission, I never could have imagined that we would end up here. But looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. We've accomplished something truly incredible, and I'm proud to have been a part of it with all of you." The crew of the Prometheus nodded in agreement, their faces beaming with pride and satisfaction. They knew that there would be many more adventures and challenges to come, but for now, they could take a moment to bask in the glow of their achievement. As the Prometheus set out on its next mission, the crew knew that they were no longer just explorers and scientists, but also ambassadors and leaders, helping to guide the galaxy into a new era of peace, prosperity, and understanding. They had come a long way from the days when they were just a small, unassuming ship from a primitive world, but they had never lost sight of the values and ideals that had brought them this far. And as they looked out at the vast expanse of the galaxy before them, they knew that there was still so much more to discover and achieve, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together. Years had passed since the crew of the Prometheus first introduced the Void Walker's technology to the galaxy, and the impact of their actions had been nothing short of revolutionary. The integration of seventh dimension technology had brought about a new golden age of scientific discovery and cultural exchange, transforming the galaxy into a place of unparalleled peace and prosperity. Captain Emma Hawkins, now a respected leader and diplomat, found herself at the center of this new era. She had been appointed as the head of the Galactic Alliance, a new organization dedicated to fostering cooperation and understanding among the various species of the galaxy. It was a role that she had never sought out, but one that she had come to embrace with the same passion and determination that had driven her throughout her career. As she stood on the bridge of the Prometheus, looking out at the stars, Captain Hawkins couldn't help but reflect on all that had happened since that fateful day when they first encountered the Void Walkers. She thought of the challenges they had faced, the sacrifices they had made, and the incredible achievements they had accomplished. She thought of her crew, the brave men and women who had stood by her side through it all, and she felt a surge of pride and gratitude for everything they had done. Dr. Liam Novak, now a renowned scientist and scholar, had become one of the galaxy's foremost experts on seventh dimension technology. He had established a network of research institutions and universities dedicated to the study and advancement of this incredible field. His work had inspired a new generation of scientists and explorers who were eager to push the boundaries of what was possible and unlock the secrets of the universe. Lieutenant Marcus Reed, meanwhile, had become a diplomat and ambassador, working tirelessly to promote peace and understanding among the various species of the galaxy. He had negotiated treaties and trade agreements, mediated conflicts and disputes, and helped to build a new sense of unity and common purpose among the members of the Galactic Alliance. As the Prometheus crew gathered on the bridge to celebrate their latest achievement, Captain Hawkins couldn't help but feel a sense of nostalgia and reflection. They had come so far since those early days, when they were just a small, unassuming ship from a primitive world. They had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious, not just for themselves, but for the entire galaxy. And yet, even as they celebrated their success, Captain Hawkins knew that there was still so much more to be done. The galaxy was a vast and complex place, filled with endless possibilities and challenges. There would always be new frontiers to explore, new mysteries to unravel, and new threats to confront. But as she looked around at her crew, Captain Hawkins knew that they were ready for whatever lay ahead. They had proven time and again that they were capable of achieving the impossible, of overcoming any obstacle and rising to any challenge. They were more than just a crew, they were a family, bound together by a shared sense of purpose and a deep love for the wonders of the universe. As the Prometheus set out on its next mission, Captain Hawkins felt a renewed sense of excitement and anticipation. She knew that there would be challenges and dangers ahead, but she also knew that they would face them together, armed with the power of the seventh dimension and the unbreakable bonds of friendship and loyalty. And as they ventured out into the vast expanse of the galaxy, Captain Hawkins knew that they were not just explorers and scientists, but also ambassadors and guardians charged with protecting the peace and prosperity that they had worked so hard to build. They were the defenders of the galaxy, the champions of the Void Walker's legacy, and the heralds of a new era of hope and discovery. As the Prometheus disappeared into the depths of space, the galaxy watched in awe and admiration, knowing that they were witnessing the beginning of a new chapter in the history of the universe. The crew of the Prometheus had changed the course of galactic history, and their legacy would endure for generations to come. They had shown the galaxy the true power of human ingenuity and determination, and they had given hope to all who looked to the stars and dreamed of a better tomorrow. And so, the story of the Prometheus and its crew came to an end, but their legend would live on, inspiring new generations of explorers and dreamers to follow in their footsteps and reach for the stars. They had accomplished the impossible, and in doing so, they had changed the galaxy forever. The humans had once been a primitive and insignificant species, but now they stood tall among the greatest civilizations in the universe, a shining example of what could be achieved through courage, determination, and the power of the human spirit.